Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad to see you here today. As you can tell by the title of this video, this is about my subscription to Once Upon a Book Club, which is a monthly subscription, book subscription. If you've seen my channel before and you've seen my other videos, I do a mix of makeup videos. I also do subscriptions, and this is one of them. It's really exciting because it's not a makeup subscription, and it's not like a lifestyle subscription like my other subscription boxes. So this is very special. Friends that know me, people that know me well, know that I love to read. I haven't been able to read in a while because of my busy schedule and all that, but I decided to find new books to read, and I found this subscription. It's really nice. It's called, like I said, Once Upon a Book Club. It's a monthly subscription. It's $34.99 a month. You could also get a pay a quarterly subscription or a yearly subscription and you save some money, but if you get it monthly, it's $34.99. I'm gonna put the link down below in the description box in case you guys are excited to try it or would like to try it. I have a discount code for you guys so you could benefit from that. I'm gonna start talking about the box that it comes in. I love it. It's so cute. It's such an interesting idea. It's a it looks like a book, so it's really cute concept. I really liked it. I already read the book. I wanted to read the book and see everything that's inside before I talk about it with you guys. And what's interesting about this subscription is that as you read, there's like a little post-its, and when you get to that page, it tells you like open your gift, and there's like 3 or 4 gifts in every box. And when you get to that page, it tells you open your gift. So it's usually it's things about things that are mentioned inside the book, so it's like you're part of the adventure. So I was really excited to try the subscription. It's my first box and I'm not disappointed at all. I loved it and I can't wait to get my second one. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, so in case you haven't read this book yet, I don't mess it up for you. But the book that came this month in the by the way, there's 2 boxes. There's the adult box and then there's the young adult box. I got the adult box because, you know, I wasn't too interested about the young adult. It's more like for like early 20s and things like that. I'm in my late 30s, so I wanted something different. The book that came this month is called Where the Lost Wander. It's historical fiction. The author is Amy Harmon. You might have heard her from, if you're an avid reader, she wrote what's that book called, From Sand and Ash, I think it's called. So she's a very good writer. I already read the book, like I said, and I really enjoyed it. It was a nice reading, something different. It's about the families crossing over to the west through the Oregon Trail and other trails. It's very interesting. I'm gonna read the description in the back and just show you little by little what the gifts are without giving too much away. I don't want to give too much away on the book. It says in the back, where the lost wander, the trail may take their lives or lead them home. It says the Overland Trail, 1853. Naomi May never expected to be widowed at 20. Eager to leave her grief behind, she sets off with her family for a life out west. On the trail, she forms an instant connection with John Lowry, a half Pawnee man straddling 2 worlds and a stranger in both. But life in a wagon train is fraught with hardship, fear, and death. Even as John and Naomi are drawn to each other, the trials of the journey and their disparate pasts work to keep them apart. John's heritage gains him safe passage through hostile territory, only to come between them as they seek to build a life together. When a horrific tragedy strikes, decimating Naomi's family and separating her from John, the promises that they made are all they have left. Ripped apart, they can't turn back, they can't go on, and they can't let go. Both will have to make terrible sacrifices to find each other, save each other, and eventually make peace with who they are. It's a very interesting story. I read it in a weekend. It was so good, I couldn't let go. And I'm just gonna show you what the gifts are and what pages they're in. Without, like I said, without giving too much away, I just want you guys to have an idea of what it's about. I left the post-its where they originally were. I can't find the first one. There it is. Okay, so when you get to page 25, you see a post-it that says open your gift. So what happens is you go to the box. I didn't show you what it looks inside. This is what it looks inside. Oops. This is how it looks inside. Has nice gifts inside. I'll tell you about the rest later. But when you get to page 25, 25, you go and open your gift, and I think it's this one. Yeah, this is page 25. I'm gonna read you a little piece. It's not gonna give away much of the story, but it says, you have fine head of hair, John Lowry. It is what she always says, yet she always wants to cut it off. She begins her work, snipping and clipping, until she sets down her shears, brushes off her apron, and lifts the cloth from my shoulders, shaking out briskly into the yard. That's all I'm gonna read because I want to keep on reading. As I was reading the story, I realized I guessed what it was, but when I saw it, it was so cute. So it comes in a little bag, and it's like a pair of scissors, of shears, and they're called Jenny's scissors because that's the character's name. The person that's cutting John's hair is Jenny. That's her name. And I want to take it out without ripping the box. There you go. And it's a cute pair of scissors. Nothing fancy, but they're cute. They're like, this is uncomfortable here. It's like gold plated here. And, you know, just regular pair of scissors, but they're just cute. And you look at the detail here in the middle. There's like, the camera's not probably picking it up, but it's like a little detail. It looks very antique, very vintage. So I thought it was cute. It's a cute idea, and it's like something that's going on in the story. So you're like imagining, okay, this is the scissors that she's using to cut John's hair, you know? That's the way I see it. I thought that was cute. That was the first one. So then the second gift, I probably should have read the card first, but I was so excited to show you guys about the box that I skipped it. The second gift is in page 76, and again, you have the little posters, and it says open your gift. And it says, let me see where I could read. You got my attention, Mrs. Caldwell, but I'm not sure that's what you really want. He sets his coffee down and begins to rise. I know my own mind, Mr. Lowry. I always have. My own heart, too. But you don't know the terrain. I'm counting on you to guide me through it, John, all the way to California. I want to stop there. So then when you put it back, when you open your gift, page 76. This is like, of all the gifts, this is probably one of my favorites. Because it's so cute. It comes in a little box, and it says page 76, so you know which page it is that you have to open. And then when you open it, it's a little coffee mug, like and it's made out of what is this, tin? So you're imagining it like they're drinking their coffee. It's the middle of the night, or it's really late at night, and they made some coffee on the fire, and they're like drinking it together. And then it says the Oregon Trail outside. I thought this was such a cute idea. It only comes with one, but it's fine. And it's called John's Tin Cup. I know my own mind, Miss Lowry. So there's like a little line from the story, from the book. I thought this was so cute. It's like you're imagining it. You're there with them, and you have a piece of the story, and you keep it. So every time you see this mug, you get to keep it, or the scissors, or whatever it is in this box. You remember the story and your experience reading it. The third gift, I wasn't too thrilled about it, but it is part of the story, and you have to read the story to understand why it's so important. Let me see if I could find the page. Here it is, page 130. Naomi was she's a drawer, she's an artist, and she was trying to draw from her imagination based on John's description. She was trying to draw John's mother. So this is why she's saying, it says here, I want to press for details, needing to see her in my mind so I can create her on paper, but I hold myself back, letting him study the sky in silence, searching his memory. So then he goes on describing his mother, and then at the end it says, when I give him a picture of a nodding Indian girl, a little boy at her back with his hands in his hair, a suggestion of a horse transposed over the top of them, he doesn't say anything, but he swallows, his throat working up and down. He rolls it into a scroll and wraps it in with the others I've given him in a piece of cloth soaked in linseed oil and dried to make it resistant to water. And when he looks up to find me watching, he gives me one of his mother's crooked smiles. So then you can imagine already what they're talking about. Of the 4 gifts that came in this box, it's like the least practical, at least that I would use, but it is very, very important, very part of the story, and it's important they included it. Is page 130, and then you could imagine already what it is. It's a scroll, and it's wrapped in that paper she was saying, that cloth, and I want to open it without ripping it, so I'm going to have to take it out from here. And it's a paper, it's a scroll, and it's like a hand drawing of an Indian woman, an Indian girl with a boy in her back, and then there's like a, and behind there's like I don't know if you can see it, like it's a horse, a picture of a horse. So it's not an item that you can use, of course, but it's very important. As when you read the book, you realize why it's important. the story of John and his mother. His mother was an Indian and then his father was white, so he was half Indian, half white, and that was very important in his life. So I thought that was really cool. Although it's not like I'm gonna hide the picture or anything like that, and I can't put it back in, so I'm gonna skip it just for now. And the last gift is towards the end. It's actually like the last page. The last page of the book is page 328, and let me see where I could read. They left Wolf's body behind. It is a gift, a mercy to Naomi, and she is with him now. She washed him and wrapped him in a small wool blanket with a stripe of every color. Washaki gave it to her, and Naomi said it reminded her of her mother's coat, the coat of many colors like Joseph sold into Egypt. I gave her a moment, gave myself a moment to mourn alone. She is composed, serene even, but the grief will come. We will bury him here, and the grief will come. It doesn't say who, so I didn't give the story away. And I already imagined what it was by looking at the package. It says page 328, so you know what's your gift. It's wrapped in paper, and it's a cloth of different colors. So it's like the one they talk about in the story. So here it is. It's a very good material, and it's a really nice size. I have already seen it, so see, it's very pretty. So then that's that. So I thought it was so cool, this concept, because there are other subscriptions out there, or books clubs I should say, and then it's just a book and that's it. But this one is like give you little pieces of the story, so you're like part of the adventure. So I really enjoyed it. And the first thing I should have done was read the card, but I left it for the end because that's the way I am. It's a quote from the book. It's towards the beginning of the book, and it says, "The pain, it's worth it. The more you love, the more it hurts, but it's worth it. It's the only thing that is." So it's a really cute card. I'm gonna put it somewhere, probably in my bookcase somewhere, or in my mirror, so I could see it every day. And then there's a nice note by Amy Harmon, the author of the book, and she writes, May 1st, 2020, because this was the May box, so I'm getting the June box really soon. It says, "Dearest reader, never could I imagine that a journey along the Oregon Trail in 1853 could have so many parallels with the lives we are living right now. The isolation, the unknowns, the narrowing of our worlds to our own walls, where everything becomes simultaneously simpler and 1,000 times harder. I was afraid to write this book. History is always tricky. It's ugly and hard and politically incorrect. It's uncomfortable, but it's beautiful too. It's triumphant. It's relatable. And I hope that as you take this journey with John Lowry and Naomi May, you will walk in their shoes and see the world through their eyes. I hope you will gasp in excitement and your heart will pound with dread, but mostly I hope you will fall in love, not just with John and Naomi and the May family, but with the real people who blaze the trail and build a foundation for our own lives. Thank you for reading, my friends. Now saddle up. Sincerely, Amy Harmon." I liked it. When you read the prologue and the epilogue, it explains that John Lowry was a real person. Some of the characters in the book were real. John Lowry was a distant, was like the great grandfather of the author's husband. So it's like a story that she researched and she was really into, and she put it in a fictional story, and incorporated real characters in a fictional story. So I really love this subscription box, and I'm not just saying that. I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to share with you. I have the link down below if you guys are interested. I'm not sure what the June story is about. I try not to read too much ahead because I wanted to be surprised. So once I get that and I read it and I see all the gifts and what it includes, I would definitely share it with you. And like always, I want to know what your thoughts are, what your comments are, what you think about the subscription, if it catches your attention. If you have any questions about this story, about this subscription box, or anything that you see in my channel, please leave it in the comments down below or send me a DM. You follow me on my social media. And I want to say thank you for swinging by, for spending your time with me to watch me. I always like to hear from you, so please leave me any questions and comments down below. Give my video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell to get notified of future videos. I have a bunch of stuff that I want to share with you guys in the future. I have a bunch of boxes that I want to open with you, so stay tuned for that. Again, thank you, and I want to wish you a wonderful day. Bye. Till next time.